So hey everyone, Craig Crawford here, and I am sat here today with a very, very good friend of mine, Mr. Dean Holland. Now this guy has done some phenomenal things online. I've known this chap nearly 2 decades, believe it or not.
Too long.
Yeah, too long. And this was before anything to do with internet marketing or making money online or anything like that. This was literally, we used to work in a bar together, pouring pints basically and serving drinks. So we go back quite a way, and I followed Dean's success over a very long period of time now and seen the results that he's got. And I'm not just talking he makes 10 bucks here or there, I'm talking like phenomenal 6-7 figures. Like it's a 7-figure business ultimately. So would you like to introduce yourself, Dean?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so thanks for the introduction. So as Craig said, I'm Dean Holland. I'm the CEO of Internet Profits. You're actually in our headquarters now. I know you can't see much of it, but maybe we'll show you around in a little while. What we do here is we essentially help people both start and grow a business online. Either we work with a lot of affiliate marketers, people that don't have their own products, people that want to start a business without creating their own products, without having to know all that technical stuff, without building sales pages. And then as people progress, and we've helped them do that, generally a lot of people that we then go on to work with, we help them start creating their own information products, building their own funnels, and really starting to scale up. So I guess that's what we do in a nutshell.
Very cool. And like I say, I've known this guy a long, long time now. We're best buddies basically. But I think I know myself, but how long have you actually been in business online now?
Gosh, well, like you say, I think when we was working in that bar together, like in the pub, what was that, like 15, 16
Something
years
like
ago?
that.
So that was at the point in my life where I was actually looking and learning to try and do internet marketing, and to be an affiliate marketer online was the first thing I was doing. But it was a long time at that stage, still trying to figure things out. It was like quite a while, but I guess full time, I think actually this year marks 10 years since I made my very first affiliate commission on the internet. So
Wow,
a decade.
That's
pretty
impressive.
crazy.
I know, and so long ago as well.
Yeah.
So did you struggle at all getting started?
Yes, yeah, well that was what I was really almost about to start talking about there. I was quite a typical kind of story what we now see, of course, as you know as well. Most people don't start and immediately hit the ground running. I was no different. I think by all accounts, actually, I was probably one of the worst. I spent over $60,000 buying and trying different products, video courses, reports, plugins, softwares. I joined network marketing programs. I tried literally everything that came into my inbox. And like I say, I blew about $60,000, and this is before I was about 25 years old. I had 5 credit cards, 2 bank loans, and was in a real bad situation at the start. And it took me actually about 4.5 years before I made my first sale.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I know. And I can remember, because obviously years ago when you just began your journey, I was asking you questions like, how's it going? And it was all kept quiet. No one knew anything.
I'm still learning, I'm still trying, 'cause I was too afraid to sort of admit the mess I'd gotten into, and it was pretty crazy, really.
Well, that's a good thing, because it got me interested in it as well, if you remember back in the day. So,
right.
So I've got another question here. Obviously, I've got them written down, so we just keep on track. What was some of the biggest mistakes that you've made?
Gosh, wow, there was a lot. I think one of the biggest, well, I'll give you a few, actually. So I was trying too many different things. So I was pulling myself in dozens of different directions. And really, knowing what I know now, I should have just picked something that was proven to work, that I knew would work, invest all my time and energy. Instead of spending, $100 here, $300 there, thousands there, I should have just invested, some money, time and energy in one thing and pursued it until it worked and just kept going. So I guess that was a big mistake. And I know this sounds cliche because a lot of people say this, but people say it because it's true. I think my biggest mistake of all was continually trying to figure it out on my own. So I kept buying these products and courses, and I thought just buying the products and courses was probably good enough to learn how to do it. But the way I look back on that now, and I think, what a crazy way of thinking, because if you think about it, like if somebody wants to be a doctor, let's just say, my mentality back then was to be the equivalent of someone saying, I want to be a doctor, so I bought all these textbooks and I'm just going to read them, and by the time I've read them, I should be able to be a doctor and do surgery on people. That's crazy, right? To be a doctor, you've got to go and learn from other doctors, and they probably spend like 5-10 years before they fully qualified to actually do that job. And so, you know, as I look back, I think, gosh, I wasted all those years and tens of thousands of dollars when really I could have probably invested, you know, like less than $5,000, say, got a mentor, achieved the success in maybe 6 to 12 months, and saved all that money. So, you know,
hindsight's a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
Right?
Trying too many things and not having a mentor and not getting some real help early on was probably my biggest mistake.
Well, that kind of covers the next question which I have, which is, what was the one thing that turned it around for you?
Yeah, I'd say the one thing, because I didn't know. You don't really know what you're doing wrong until somebody points out what you're doing wrong. It's like that whole thing, isn't it? Like, you don't know what you don't know. Like, a question's easy to answer when you know the answer, but someone else, an easy question to you might be a difficult question to someone else that doesn't have that answer. And I would have to say, out of, you know, all the things like we were just saying there, I think the one thing that did turn it around, without a doubt, was I joined a coaching program and I got a mentor, and that was the turning point. To put that in context, like, I tried all that stuff. I spent 4.5 years before I made a single sale. I spent over $60,000 and didn't make anything, didn't get anywhere. I joined a coaching program, spent the last bit of money on a credit card I had, actually, and within 6 weeks I was making money, and within 9 months I'd left my day job, and within 18 months of that, within 12 months of that, I'd made over $600,000 in my business.
Crazy.
So that's the difference the thing made to turn it around.
So do you mind, could be cheeky, asking the results that you've had to date?
Yeah, no problem at all. I mean, obviously, I look at this kind of question in two ways. It's like personal results and the more important results. What have you helped others do? So I think as a company, obviously this isn't all profit or it's not all ours, but I think last time we looked at this, anywhere between $9 and $10 million in online sales since we began. Like, you know, since I left my job, I've been doing this full time now, like 8 years. So most of that has been in the last sort of 4 years, though, which is amazing. But I don't really. It's not. I always look at it now. It's not about us. It's more about the people now that we help. And one of the things I'm most proud of, we've got a program. I know we're not talking about that, but we've got something called our Certified Partner Program, which is, you know, in a nutshell, like, you know, you're a partner, but I'm just saying this, I guess, for the sake of people watching. We have the Certified Partner Program where people get to use all of our products, all of our funnels. It's kind of like, you know, it's like the evolution of what affiliate marketing was. And where I measure our success now is how many others have we helped build a business with what we do. And we actually calculated this up the other day, and I think we're at if I remember rightly, 794 people we've helped that were struggling affiliate marketers that didn't make any money, that weren't getting any results. We've helped 794 people to date, as of today, go from struggling to actually making money online. That's been in the last sort of 2 years. Cool, so that's what I would measure the success on more.
They're part of your business now, right? So
exactly.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so the big question is, how do you do it?
How do we do it? Well, that's why I knew I was going to map some of this stuff out. So I've actually got some paper here. I know if I draw this out for you and go through it, and then I can turn it around for the sake of anyone watching this. So what we basically got, I used, just before I draw this out, I used to think things were really complex and complicated, and I used to be trying dozens of different things. Like I said a minute ago, one of my biggest mistakes was trying too many different things. But now I've got it down to just 4 things. So literally all the results we've got comes from doing these 4 things and doing them each and every single day. And all those 794 people do these 4 things, but we do one of them for them, actually. But if I draw this out, so what I'm going to do, if we just divide this paper up into 4 pieces, what we've actually got, this first one is traffic.
Yep.
Okay, so everyone talks about needing traffic. Well, obviously it's a very important. Everyone needs traffic. And we'll talk about these individually in a second, but if I just run through them for you. Yep. So traffic, then we've got list building. So email list building, of course, as you know.
You know what they say?
The money is in the list. List building. So that's number 1, if we put number 1 here.
Cool.
This is number 2. Then number 3 is follow-up. follow up. So that's number 3. And then number 4 is our sales system. Now, obviously, that can be any kind of sales thing. So we'll talk about that in a second as well. So literally, that is the 4 areas that we do. Okay, so we focus on getting traffic. We build an email list from that traffic. Once people are on our email list, we follow up with them every single day to send people through to our sales process. So when it comes down to traffic, as you know, there's like 2 main ways of doing it. It's either free
Free or paid,
methods
yeah.
or paid methods. So if we divide this, so what I do is I divide this up into 2 and I say free. Or just to be clear though, like for the sake of everyone watching, because I know there's always confusion around this, all traffic has a cost.
Yeah.
Free traffic is time, you know, so then you have paid traffic. So this would be where you're actually paying for a result, you know, Facebook ads, Google AdWords, Twitter ads, you know, all that kind of stuff. Then list building. So when it comes down to list building, there is really 3 things that you need. So if we divide this up into 3, you need an opt-in page or squeeze page. You need an autoresponder, so I'll just put AR for short.
Yep.
And you need some form of bribe, like a free product. You know, I just call it bribe because we're like bribing people to give us their email
Ethical
address,
bribe,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So then we've got our follow-up. So we're going to basically just send daily emails. So we'll just put daily emails there, following up with those people. And then our sales system. Now this is probably, at least for us, like the most important one. Like most people think that traffic is their problem, and I used to think that way too, as a matter of fact, just to be clear. Like I used to always think like traffic's difficult, I couldn't get traffic. But when you really step back and think about it, there are platforms just like Facebook or YouTube or Google that have billions of people using it, like literally billions. We don't need billions of people. You don't need that many people to be able to get your message in front of. So traffic's never really the problem. What most people actually lack is the sales process that turns their traffic into profit. You know, and just to give you an example, if I said to you, you could get a visitor to a sales process for $1. Now, if that sales process turned that visitor or generated per visitor $1.50 or $2, so you're giving me $1 and I'm giving you $1.50 or $2 back, you would go out and spend as much as you could on traffic, right? So this is where I say most people think it's a traffic problem. It's normally not. They lack the sales system, the sales process that turns that traffic into a profit. So with our sales system, it's actually made up of like 3 main parts. So we do something pretty different with our sales system, right? So if you imagine a sales funnel, so if we look at like just the sales funnel like this, we've got like 4 main parts. So we've got like the front end offer. I'll just put front end off, FE offer. Oops. Then we've got upsells or one-time offers. Then we've got recurring revenue, so you know, subscriptions where people pay us monthly. And then we've got like what we call premium products. So this would be our coaching programs and, you know, done for you solutions, our certified partner program, for example, seminars, events, and things like this that we do. So basically how it works for us, we do free methods and we do paid methods to get traffic. Okay, so if you just imagine this all flowing through, those people get sent to an opt-in page because they want this free product, this bribe, and they get added to our autoresponder, so they're flowing through here. Once they're on our list, they start receiving our daily emails, and in those daily emails, they send them to the start of the sales system, which then turns those people into customers. And with our products, one of the things that we do is we have products that range all the way from like $10 or $5 all the way up to tens of thousands of dollars. So, you know, it doesn't take too many $1,000 sales, for example, to make a lot of money. And, you know, that all starts to add up. So ultimately, this is, and I guess I better hold this up for the camera now, like this is our entire business model, like on this one piece of paper. So this is everything that we do to basically have built a business, you know, a multi-million-dollar business that serves people and helps people and assists people, to start and grow their own business online and yeah, get amazing results. So.
And I like how it's laid out in very, very simple terms. It's like I've heard you say this year is going to be your year of simplicity.
Definitely. And I think like the reason being is like I've definitely, fell victim to this in the past, is where it feels like sometimes there's 1,000,001 different things that you have to learn and have to do, and then you feel like, I've been in situations where I've stayed up, 23 hours a day just to try and learn stuff and get everything done.
It's a bit overwhelming, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And when you think about it, whether you are an affiliate marketer and you don't have your own products, or whether you have your own products, there's only 4 things we have to do. The only difference being is when you have your own products, you build and run your own sales system. If you don't have your own products, then you obviously have to use someone else's sales system. Yep. You become an affiliate for their offers, for their products.
Makes
and
sense.
You drive traffic, you build your list, and you follow up daily to their products. And this is ultimately what we help people do, and ultimately how we've grown the business to, multi-millions of dollars over the last few years.
It's insane to think that it can all be put onto one little piece of paper.
4 things, 1 piece of paper.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how it's done.
So, could you show us in more detail exactly how those steps work?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was prepared for that to come up, because obviously I can go into all of this now. So what we can probably do is go into the video studio. We've got a video studio behind us with a whiteboard, and we can get all the cameras set up. And what I'll actually do is I'll go individually, in depth into each of these different sections. And, for you guys watching, we'll go in there, we'll talk a lot more about the traffic. Like, what do I mean when I talk about you can do free and paid methods? What are your different options when it comes to that? We'll talk specifically, I guess, we'll create some specific targeted training for you about the list building side of things. How do you actually do it? What should your pages look like? How do you get all this, what is all this about? Daily follow-up, how do you do that? Especially, one of the things that we help people with, for example, Craig, is like, a lot of people say, why would anyone listen to me? What can I possibly email them about? No, things like that. So, I've got a very cool way of teaching people, even if they've never wrote an email, what to do here. And then we'll talk about the sales system and how people can ultimately, build a business in the best and most profitable way using that. So if it sounds good with you, we'll jump into the
I'm
video
excited.
studio.
I want to learn more myself.
Yeah, we'll get into it in more detail. So that 1 piece of paper, let's jump in there and we'll go into it in a lot more detail.